Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Obviously, we have something from Kubey. I have no idea what it is. I'm sure they talked to me and told me what it was at some point. I just don't remember, but thanks to Kubey for sending it in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Whatever it is, I'm almost certain it's available. Kubey's not usually one of those companies where it's like hard to get or send stuff, you know, or the time that I've uploaded, it's already sold out, right? So you'll probably be able to get this. I'll link it in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's up to you. All right, a couple of, oh yeah, okay, now I remember. Yeah, I said yes to this one. If you're wondering how it works here, like I got companies reaching out to me all the time asking me to look at things and give my thoughts on things, and I would say nowadays at least half is turned down because I've only got room for 2 uploads a day, and I don't want to keep stuff here for months. So I only say yes to things that I find interesting for one reason or another. And I said yes to this one because it is super weird. Oh, man. The name of this will definitely be in the description, but I feel like, is it not on the box anywhere? Kubey, print the name of your stuff on the box. Maybe it says on the blade. Oh, boy. Look at that. We got a little bit of stuff there. Let me wipe it off real quick. A little bit of oil. This looks like a Final Fantasy weapon. Is it a button lock? Oh, what the heck? That's so weird. So weird. Clearly, what's the blade steel? Interesting. 14C28N. That suggests that this is a relatively inexpensive knife considering it has a titanium frame. That's risky to do because the number of people who want titanium but don't need a super steel combined with it that's a small percentage unless you get the price so low that it's just acceptable by everybody. I don't know what they're charging for this. Doesn't this look like a Final Fantasy weapon? Like it really, I mean, it's cool. Like they did a really good job with it. Obviously it's not going to be man, that factory edge looks nice. It's very thick. I mean, I understand the blade stock is not that thick, but they just don't have an enormous amount of room to aggressively, you know, thin up before you get to the bevel. Now, will it still slice? Well, yeah, but look at the quality of the cut here, right? No matter what, no matter how much I explain this, I'll always get somebody who forces the comment through, cutting paper doesn't actually prove anything. So all you're doing is proving the quality of the factory apex. Shut up. Shut your face hole, wizard, all right? Sit down. Don't come in here trying to teach what's already known. This is not, whatever edge you put on this, right, unless you like re-profile it to be like aggressively hollow ground, it's just not going to have that great of a cutting edge. But if you're like me and you're a regular Joe and are not like, you know, ultra blade performance oriented with every single task that you do from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, this will open your Amazon packages and it'll cut it'll cut through things that you need to cut. You just won't be able to do it 0.001 seconds faster than the guy who optimizes everything, right? You don't carry this because it's the perfect tool for anything. You carry it because it's weird and different. And you know what? Kubey did a good job. Wow, it actually is locking out solid. So there's your plunge lock there. And then here's this like deployment shelf. It is really satisfying to see the whole blade disappear inside the handle though. Look at this. Oh man. This is it. I feel like this is the right type of pocket knife to carry if you're into knives and maybe anime. I mean, come on. It does deploy pretty easily, I'm not going to lie. How about the reverse flick? Can you get that? Yeah. So I am okay with this being a button lock for a number of reasons. Number one, obviously, we don't really need to worry about lock strength on something. I mean, you still want the lockup to be good enough. Should we test it? I think it should still just like a light tap. Oh, that's not good. Come on. It's got to at least stand up to that. That was nothing. Sorry, let me knock it out again. So pressure, just pressure. That doesn't do anything. Light tap. That takes almost nothing. Kubey, you got to test this. Listen, I'm not gonna be the type of reviewer who goes out and absolutely bashes the crap out of a button lock knife, but it's got to at least withstand that. It's got to at least withstand that. It's just too long of a blade. You get into a weird, I'm not gonna be able to stop people from doing that thing where they go, but realistically, like, what scenario are you gonna be in? Yeah, I mean, I also said that, right? But just takes just exactly the right situation where the blade's in and a little bit stuck in whatever you're cutting, a little bit of movement, a little bit of wiggle. It's just enough, not even quite an impact, right? You guys saw that. Look at this. Kubey. This is nothing. It takes nothing to disengage that. It's not a question of, like, whether or not the test is you got to have the right type of locking system for the right type of knife. Otherwise, make it a slip joint. A locking knife should lock well enough that the lock is serving a purpose. It's locking the blade out. This lock is hardly locking the blade out. This is essentially a double detent knife at this point, right? The only difference is it just takes more of it's just the slightest impact. This is the least amount of force I've ever seen required to disengage a blade. I'll tell you what. You know what? Let me give you an example here. Like, for example, frame locks. In my opinion, if the geometry is done right, they are way less likely to accidentally disengage. Right. So this is a hinder. This is one of my user hinders. Right. These are fine. That's all the more I think a knife ever needs. Right. So if you think that frame locks and if the geometry is bad, but hinder knives, the geometry in my experience has always been good. I've never had a frame lock like this disengage, right? Realistically, I'm never going to put it through anything like that, so that's fine. But, and that's honestly, I hit that thing a bit harder than I normally do. A knife should be able to withstand more than this, a locking knife. Like, this isn't a locking knife. It's a knife that has a thing that keeps the blade kind of open sometimes, right? No. Cool design, really cool design. It needs a different lock. It needs a lock that's gonna be good enough to at least hold it in place, right? Think whatever you want about the spine whack test and how much force is applied, but I think we can all agree that this is that's just unacceptable. That's gonna be pretty much it today, guys. Thanks to Kubey for sending this in anyway. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.